What's up guys, B-Land here, back again, once again, with another Mario Kart Tour video. This time, we are in Tokyo. We took a trip from New York, traveled about halfway across the world, and made it to Tokyo, which is my dream location to visit on this planet. And while I may not be there in person, at least not yet, I can at least get a little taste of that here in Mario Kart Tour. So you'll see that I did complete a few of the cups already, and I ran into a few recording issues with that, which I'll explain later on in the video. But for now, let's go and get right into it with Tokyo Blur Tea. Alright, so I'll start off by explaining, well, why exactly are cups completed already. So, fun fact, this is my third time recording this. The first time I did my previous setup from the last video, which is record on my phone and use my headset mic on my laptop. But that's nice. Unfortunately, whenever I did this for the very first time, I didn't capture any footage simply because I'm not completely used to recording off my phone, and I did not press the screen capture button on my phone, so no footage was actually recorded. So yeah, that's not there. And I tried again for a second time. Did about 30 minutes of footage the second time after doing 45 minutes the first time, and the game audio was way too loud. So I found out that by turning down the master volume in the game, you'll be able to hear my commentary while, having the gameplay at a decent level. So hopefully the game audio is not too high or too low. If so, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try to fix that for future episodes. But this is the setup that I'm rocking out with, and, hopefully we'll still be able to have a good time, even after, tons of lost footage or footage that really wasn't that satisfying to do. So I'm going to be showing off a few of the different cups in this tour that are new to the game, and you'll see starting off, like, it's very, very easy to get the grand stars starting off because the scores are super low, and especially if you're leveled enough, it'll be very, very easy. But you'll see later on, for example, in the Metal Mario Cup in the New York tour, the scores are absurdly high, and it's one of my few gripes about the game in terms of how you can actually do it, because you have to get really, really lucky. You just have to get good RNG. You have to just get the right things, and you just have to get lucky in terms of it doesn't really take any skill. You just have to get lucky, and I'll explain more as we go on.
Let's go. Let's go.
They both say let's go. Alright, so we're gonna go and hop into Mario Circuit from Mario Kart 7. So back to what I was talking about whenever I mentioned the system for getting grand stars. Now, the point system overall is pretty cool. Like, I mean, honestly, like, for performing different actions like moving turbos, collecting coins, items, doing jump boosts, etc. But unfortunately, like, later on, I mean, it gets pretty absurd and pretty ridiculous in terms of, like, the requirements for getting grand stars later on, which is the main goal. That's the main premise of Mario Kart Tour. You have to get grand stars in order to progress through the tour and get new cups. But it's pretty silly because later on, like, it requires scores of like 10,000, and if you don't get lucky enough and get frenzies, which are like the main, I guess, power-up of you getting 3 item slots with a character, it's pretty much impossible. You just have to get lucky and just hope that you get these crazy item frenzies, and just get lucky and to get a high enough score. Otherwise, you're just not gonna get the requirement. And also, that's the same with the grinding too. It's, the game wants you to grind a lot, but there's a specific grind limit that the game lets you do each day. Like, after a minute, or not a minute, but after a little while, you won't be able to get any more experience, meaning that you won't level up anymore. And it's really silly that the game has this limitation, yet it expects you to, get these super high scores with what the game throws at you sometimes. And it's just, just unfair. And I don't like that at all. And I'll detail that more in my review. But that's one of my major gripes about the game. And there's definitely some good positives, but man, there's a lot of negatives about that. And that's just one of them. It's just a balance of you getting points based on what you get in terms of the rewards that you get with drivers, karts, and gliders. It's just unbalanced in terms of you trying to get points with those super duper high scores for grand stars later on. So it's unfortunately one of the negatives that I have about this game, one of the cons and one of the unfortunate things in Mario Kart Tour. So let me know in the comments if you agree with that as well, because that's just one of the things that's holding this game back. SNES Rainbow Road. This course has come back quite often in the Mario Kart series. Of course, it first appeared in the original Super Mario Kart, came back in Super Circuit, as did every SNES course in that game. It came back in 7, came back in 8, and now it's back in this game. So 5 Mario Kart games it's been. Pretty crazy. So Rosalina. Rosalina is a pretty interesting character that I actually had a chance to buy, because she has a new special that's never been in Mario Kart before, called the Dash Ring, which is basically, I think I showed it off in a previous race, possibly. It depends on how I edit this. But she has the Dash Ring, which is basically like basically boost panels or mushrooms placed on the track, which I think is very, very cool. I think it's a pretty interesting special. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the specials in this game are pretty cool. I mean, most of them are returning from Double Dash, but oh, we got it right there. Nice. Oh no. Okay, nice. But here it is. Boom. You just kind of place it there. There's 3 to go in, but everyone else can use it too. That's kind of the disadvantage. Oh dang, I have like all that. Oh shoot. I didn't even know you can get that. But yeah, a lot of the specials in the game, such as Diddy Kong's Banana Blaster, or Banana Cannons, or whatever you want to call them, and Peachhead's Mushroom Cannon. I think that's really awesome that specials are back, or these special items are back for the first time since Double Dash, and hopefully they return to Mario Kart 9. I mean, it would be awesome. I mean, lots of things in this game definitely be brought over to a new and original Mario Kart game in the future. So the next track we're gonna visit, or revisit in my case, is Neo Bowser City from Mario Kart 7. This also came back in 8 as DLC, and now it's back here again. And this track is cool. I like it. At first, like, I was like, it's okay, but in Mario Kart 8, they actually added a few new features to it. Of course, they gave it a really nice visual overhaul. Here at this section, there was a ramp that you can actually do a jump piece off of, and there's like a few other little features. Like they actually made the one of the sections near the end of the track a bit different, and they actually livened it up a little bit. But even on the regular version of this track, it's still actually pretty nice, and I actually garnered more appreciation for it over time. At first, I thought it was like a bit boring, but actually, it got a little bit more fun as time went along, and yeah, it's really cool. So let's talk about, since we are in Tokyo right now. I mean, we are doing the Tokyo Tour. Not that this track specifically is in Tokyo. Kind of wouldn't be surprised if it is, but within the Mario Kart universe. But anyways, I mean, why is Tokyo like at the top of my list in terms of places that I want to visit? So a lot of reasons, really. Just the culture is just so interesting. Like the Japanese culture, it's just so interesting. It's so lively. The architecture, the food, games, anime. I mean, the list just goes on. Like the entire vibe of Tokyo and just Japan in general is just really, really interesting to me. And it just seems like an awesome place to explore and just visit. So I mean, I totally want to visit that in the future. And of course, we can't forget about Super Nintendo World that's opening there next year, which I am super pumped for. Like, I mean, it's not something that I would ever imagine would happen in real life, but it's happening, and it's opening next year, and it's also opening in the U.S. sometime down the line as well, which is going to be really, really cool. So, I mean, it's going to be awesome when I finally get a chance to visit there. Choco Island 2. Now, I believe this appeared in Mario Kart DS, but it's back for the first time since then. I mean, well, of course, this first appeared in SNES, but this returned in DS, I'm pretty sure. And now it's back here. And, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played Mario Kart DS in years, and that's really the only time I actually played this track as. I haven't really played much of, you know, Super Mario Kart. But yeah, another thing about it, it's like really, really thin. Like, a lot of the tracks in this game that are returning from previous games are a lot thinner than normal. And, okay, I just not that far to point out. But yeah, a lot of the tracks are thinner, and it could be because I'm playing, I'm playing in, vertically. I mean, this game is played in a vertical position, so that could be one of the reasons why. But at the same time, like, that's just one of the few things that I noticed about the design of the tracks in this game in particular. Just a lot thinner. But that's not a bad thing. It's just something that I just noticed. Alright, sweet. Got third place, but I'm just kind of casually, just re-recording this, just talking about things like Tokyo, why it's my top place, and, just sharing my thoughts about the game before my review comes out as well, which should be pretty soon. Our next stop is N64 Calamari Desert. Another track that appeared in Mario Kart 7. Now, the interesting thing about this is that originally in Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart 7, which are the two games that this track has appeared in before this, you can actually, there was a break in that game, except in this game, there is no break. You keep going. It's a roller coaster ride. You continuously move forward whether you like it or not. But if you actually bump into the train, this is unfortunately footage that I don't have, if you actually bump into the train, let me see if I can purposely do it. No, I can't. It won't allow me. But you actually just do a jump boost. You actually just hop into the air and just do a jump boost, which, yeah, that's definitely how physics work, right? So, yeah, if you're on the road, you should totally, ram into a train and you'll do a trick off of it. Yeah, Nintendo. Okay. Who's actually a friend of mine, who actually has his own little catchphrase, and he says physics. What are those? But let me see if I can actually catch up to it, and here we go. Boom! Look at that! Whoa! Yeah, that totally happens in real life. Am I right? But yeah, he says physics. What are those? And that's apparently that's definitely how physics works in the real world. Because I mean, yeah, you should totally rely on Mario Kart for physics in the real world. It's a really good representation. What? Wait, how did he not get hit by that spiny shell? And how did my red shell hit the ramp? It was supposed to go up. What is this BS? Physics. Am I right? Oh man. Okay, that was weird. That was just totally weird. Okay. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm really having a decent time with the game overall, but there's some really high positives, like the R and T versions of tracks that that I might show off later on, or that I've showed off already. And the special items, new characters like Pauline and other things, but a lot of negatives as well, such as the requirements for Grand Stars later on, and RNG and microtransactions and stuff like that. But more will be in the review, so stay tuned for that. So the final track that I am going to show off in this video is, you see it on screen right now, SNES Mario Circuit 2. And I think this was actually in Mario Kart 7, unlike in Mario Circuit 1, which was in DS. But typically, the SNES tracks, they really don't have a lot going on for them. It's just, they all have the same style, and I actually found out an interesting fact about this not too long ago. Apparently, the reason why there's multiple versions of the same track is because of the limitations of the SNES itself. There's only a certain amount of environments that the SNES can actually, handle, and that the SNES cartridge can store. So for that reason, oh my gosh, you don't need to do that. controls, man. The controls are not perfect in this game. I mean, they aren't absolutely terrible, but they're not perfect. But yeah, I think that was an interesting tidbit. Like the same, like the reasons why we have like SNES Mario Circuit 3 and Choco Island 2 and Koopa Beach 3 or whatever is because of the limitations of the SNES. Which I guess is why, you know, you don't really see much appreciation for a lot of the tracks in the game. So, but I thought it was a very interesting tidbit, and I did not need to throw that forward. But yeah, doesn't matter. We're good. Second place ain't bad. New record. All right, and I guess with that, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes in terms of the new content that is in the Tokyo Tour in terms of tracks and a few characters as well. And by few, I mainly mean Rosalina. But that's gonna be it for the Tokyo Tour portion. If you guys enjoyed and I made your day just a little bit better, consider subscribing to the channel for more on Mario Kart, Nintendo, gaming, and more. Like and share the video to let me know that I'm doing a good job with the content, and ring the bell for weekly uploads. Finally, be sure to follow me on social media such as Twitch for live streams, Twitter for updates, news, and other topics, and Instagram for content outside of the channel. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Take care, have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.